Here's something most people rarely admit out loud. A mature woman doesn't fall in love with words anymore. She's heard every compliment, read every sweet message, and sat through countless candlelit dinners where a man tried desperately to say the right thing. Words alone don't impress her. What truly moves her, what gently opens the heart she spent years protecting, is something far more instinctive. Touch. But not just any touch. I'm not talking about the clumsy, movie-style grab that makes you cringe. I'm talking about deliberate, thoughtful touches that communicate safety, confidence, tenderness, and desire without a single word. Research supports this. Dr. Dasher Kellner, a psychologist at UC Berkeley, ran a study where strangers tried to convey emotions through brief touches on the forearm. No words, no expressions, just touch. Amazingly, people identified emotions like love, gratitude, and sympathy with up to 78% accuracy. Think about that. Your words could never match that power. This explains why some men effortlessly create a sense of connection, while others try everything and still end up in the friend zone. It's not about what you say. It's how you connect physically in a meaningful, mindful way. And for a mature woman, someone who knows exactly what she wants, this works on an entirely different level than it does with someone in her 20s. There are 7 specific touches that have this effect. Some seem so simple, you might dismiss them, but those are the ones that women have told me make them feel emotions they can't explain. And the last one on the list is so impactful that therapists even use it to help couples reconnect when they're on the verge of separation. The first touch is what I call the slow lower back guide. Picture this. You gently place your hand on the small of her back while guiding her through a doorway, helping her through a crowd, or simply standing beside her at an event. This area of the body is packed with nerve endings connected directly to the brain's emotional centers. A slow, warm, confident touch there bypasses logic entirely. A quick pat feels casual, a heavy press feels controlling, but a steady, intentional hand placement communicates, "I see you. I'm here." Her brain reads this as safety, triggering oxytocin and creating a sense of calm and connection. For a woman who has been her own protector for years, this gesture can feel more romantic than a bouquet of roses. One woman in her late 40s told me, "He placed his hand on my back as we walked into a restaurant, and I felt something I hadn't felt in 15 years. I felt chosen." The second touch is the two-handed handhold. Anyone can hold hands, but this is different. Take her hand and then cover it with your other hand, cradling it completely. Maybe it's during a conversation, maybe a quiet moment, or after she shares something vulnerable. This creates a bilateral sensory input that her brain interprets as complete attention and emotional presence. Therapists even use similar techniques in EMDR therapy to help people process trauma. For a mature woman, this sends a profound signal. You are safe here. I'm fully present. After years of half-hearted affection, this simple gesture can feel revolutionary. The third touch often catches women completely off guard, the forehead touch. Gently pressing your forehead against hers, eyes closed, breathing aligned, creates an instant, intimate connection. It might seem simple, but the emotional way is immense. Dr. Sue Johnson, a leading researcher in emotionally focused therapy, emphasizes these moments as powerful bonding gestures. They communicate care, presence, and connection in ways words cannot. These touches aren't gimmicks. They're the language of emotional intimacy. For a mature woman who has been independent, cautious, and guarded, these intentional, thoughtful gestures speak louder than any line, poem, or sweet text ever could. Understanding this subtle but powerful form of communication changes everything. It's not about impressing her with words, It's about showing her through touch that she is seen, valued, and safe. These moments of touch are subtle, yet profoundly powerful. They activate the same attachment systems in adults that a mother's touch triggers in infants. That simple forehead press is one of the most intimate, bonding experiences two adults can share. Why is it so effective? Because it demands vulnerability from both sides. You can't do it from across the room. You have to move close, slow down, and let your guard drop. For a mature woman who has spent years building emotional walls to protect herself, this touch is like a gentle tap on a door she forgot existed. It doesn't ask anything. It doesn't escalate. It simply communicates, "I'm here with you, and nothing else matters." A man who can do this without rushing, without cracking a joke to break the tension, without turning it into something else entirely, communicates more emotional intelligence in that moment than most people show in an entire relationship. The fourth touch is almost like a secret cheat code, the back of the neck touch. The nape is incredibly sensitive and vulnerable, filled with nerves that respond instantly. It's an area most people can't easily see or protect, which makes touch there uniquely intimate. A gentle hand on the back of her neck, maybe as you sit together or lean in to share something, triggers both trust and arousal at the same time. Her body immediately asks, "Am I safe? Can I trust him? Does this feel good?" If the answers are yes, her emotional response is almost instantaneous. Her breathing changes, her pupils dilate, and neurochemicals like oxytocin and dopamine flow together, creating the perfect cocktail for connection. A younger woman might not notice, but a mature woman immediately registers the message. Confidence without control, desire without pressure, intimacy without expectation. Timing is crucial. This touch only works after trust has been established, not before. The fifth touch is what I call the thumb stroke. This is when your hand is already resting on hers, her arm, her shoulder, or her knee, and your thumb subtly glides back and forth against her skin. It's slow, rhythmic, and understated. You don't call attention to it or even look at your hand. This works because of a class of nerves that respond specifically to gentle, stroking touch, wired directly to the parts of the brain that process social bonding and emotional closeness. Studies show that this activates the insular cortex, making her feel connected and close without even realizing why. For a mature woman, this effortless tenderness, almost unconscious, communicates more than words or gestures ever could. It's quiet, natural, and transformative. The sixth touch is what I call the silent pull. You're sitting or standing next to her, and without saying a word, you draw her closer. Maybe your arm wraps around her shoulder, or your hand finds her waist. There's no announcement, no performance, just subtle movement. This works because of a principle in attachment theory: proximity seeking. Bringing her closer instinctively signals security and desire. For a woman who has spent years earning closeness or feeling like she had to perform to be noticed, this simple act says, "I want you near me for no reason other than your presence." That quiet reassurance rewrites old stories of distance and disconnection, making her feel valued and wanted in the most genuine sense. The seventh and final touch carries more emotional weight than all the others combined: the long hold hug. Not a quick casual squeeze or half-hearted side hug, but a full chest-to-chest embrace that lasts at least 20 seconds. This duration is specific for a reason. Research shows that hugs over 20 seconds trigger oxytocin release while lowering cortisol, literally reducing stress at a biological level. Her heart rate slows, her nervous system shifts into a state of calm, and emotional openness becomes possible. For a mature woman who has endured heartbreak, loss, and the weight of carrying herself alone, this long hug provides something rare: permission to stop being strong for a moment. It's not about excitement or grand gestures. It's about relief, safety, and trust. When done well, this touch makes her walls soften, her defenses lower, and allows her to feel truly seen and cared for. A woman who experiences this knows that she is wanted, not for what she gives, but simply for who she is. These 7 touches are backed by psychology, neuroscience, and real-life experiences of women who understand what true connection feels like. None of them require money, status, or perfect timing. They require presence, intention, and the willingness to slow down and genuinely be with the person in front of you. Every one of these gestures communicates something words cannot, and when applied thoughtfully, they can transform the way a mature woman experiences intimacy, safety, and love.